Hello, everybody. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up, Monday, September 24th, brought to you by FHT Sports. Tonight, Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay looks to go 3-0, and then we'll have Week 3 of the NFL in the books. 3 must be the magic number because there are 3 teams right now at 3-0, pending Tampa Bay. You have the LA Rams, not a big surprise. You have Kansas City Chiefs, again, not a big surprise, but Pat Mahomes right now is the man at quarterback in the NFL. And you have the Dolphins. And the Dolphins traditionally get off to a fast start. And as I said yesterday in my latest vlog, I expect them to slide back. But what have we learned so far in the NFL? Really 2 big things. One, it's going to be a mediocre year. What I mean by that is you're going to have most people excited about football in late December because there's going to be an 8-8 team that gets in, maybe a 9-7. Remember the year Seattle went 7-9 and then beat Atlanta? I believe it was Atlanta in the playoffs. You're going to have that kind of year, just the way it's looking right now. You have so many quality teams at 2-1, 1-2. You have some quality teams at 0-3, or potentially quality teams. Though what you saw yesterday, some of them you need a clothespin on your nose watching them play. So that's in play right now. The fact that you're going to have a lot of teams competing for playoff spots at 8-8, 9-7, and maybe even 7-9. What else we want to talk about? The whole Clay Matthews situation will not go away. The NFL, in the way that you have your rules right now, it's amazing. There's an old saying when I was a kid, and everybody's grandma used to say this, right? She'd come out and she'd say, "What don't you understand? It's the chocolate or the chip. It's a cookie." The NFL, the more you try to explain things, the worse it gets for you. What is a catch? You still don't know what a catch is. Well, did the ball hit the ground? What happened when the hand's underneath? It used to be really simple, right? When you see, you know what it is. It is a catch, it's not a catch. Now with this quarterback, the fact that, again, this is why you cannot compare today's quarterback to quarterbacks in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s. You just can't, because it's a different game. I'm not getting into is it better or worse. It's just a different game. You can't put your body weight on a quarterback right now. And I kind of get that too. You don't want to drive him into the ground. The Clay Matthews thing. The more you protest and say that this is actually a late hit, you sound like an impetulant child who happens to control the rule book. Because the truth is, you may say going forward, this will be, and this is what you're saying, this will be a roughing the passer, though in your heart you know it's not. It's like I remember in the 80s, late 80s, Scott Bruner was a quarterback for the Giants, number 12. And and the NFL was trying to put the in the grasp rule in, and it was just awful. Eli Manning play in the Super Bowl would never happen if that play was still in. So when you over officiate, when you try to overanalyze, you dilute your product and make it silly and almost unbearable to watch. A tackle is a tackle. And you just need, I know you never give Clay Matthews an apology, but the truth is, what we're seeing right now, I was watching the horrible Oakland Raider game yesterday. It's just bad football all around with the Miami Dolphins. And then there's people complaining. Derek Carr was drove to the ground, but Tannehill was not. It looked like the same play. You leave too much, it's like bad art in a really bad museum. Too much interpretation of the viewer. Your rules are not clear. And the problem is, you may say, wait a minute, Darren, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Hardly not. When you get so descriptive as to what something is, it leads to interpretation. When you can say, you cannot drive the person into the ground, that is a lot simpler to understand. And then show 1 or 2 examples of it. And it's either driven to the ground, and to me that means the tackler's head is down, legs up in the air from the jump and near the person's head. Instead, what you have right now is just, it's flag football. And again, the person that says, well, you're just looking to get people injured and you have Neanderthal thinking, no. I'm thinking about a person who played this game for quite a while, watched it, coached it, and you're making it harder. More people are going to get hurt. Because what you don't understand is people talk about concussions and they're awful. And things happen to the spine and that's horrible. But you're going to get more knee injuries. You're going to get more broken ankles, broken legs, broken shoulders when you try to stop when other people are not stopping. And you get the full velocity and force from the tackle and from the hit. You're hurting people to try to placate some potential lawsuit that you feel is happening out there. You're sacrificing those out there on the field each week, and you're making the product really tough to watch. Hey, we could talk about this some more, but you know what? I'm putting a bow on it. Redmond has wrapped this up. We have a lot we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the Washington Nationals AAA farm team moving to Fresno. And what does that mean when your farm team is 3,000 miles away? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about hockey. We're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like this year for the San Jose Sharks, the Kings, and some of the other teams out there. Because we have Serge, the hockey guru, who's going to walk you through a lot of that stuff. We have Uncle Tony, who's ready, priming up, ready to go. And so just keep watching, subscribing, sharing. And I'm going to talk about the Major League playoffs coming up. We're going to talk college football. Huge game for Fresno State this week. I'm going to talk about tomorrow, or maybe even later today, the most important thing that happened in football this weekend, and nobody's talking about it. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up.